Hello everybody, SlimKirby here, and welcome to my new Let's Play. Hello everybody, SlimKirby here, welcome to Let's Play Kirby Squeak Squad. Kirby Squeak Squad was a Nintendo DS game that released in 2006. It is actually the second Kirby DS game. The first one was Kirby Canvas Curse, and that game relied a little more on the whole touchscreen gimmick, while this game actually focused more on Kirby's roots and going back to his traditional platforming style. And I really like this game. I feel like this game offered a lot of unique traits that you don't really see in other Kirby games. It's kind of easy. Probably one of the easier Kirby games in the entire franchise, but it's a lot of fun too, and I was really kind of excited to play this game for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here on File 3. We have a few options right here. We have Story Mode, which is the basic adventure that we're going to be playing. We have Collection, which is the collection room, where we can actually take a look at all the treasures we'll be collecting throughout the adventure. We have Sub-Games, a collection of mini-games we can play on the side. We can erase a file if we for some reason want to delete all of our progress. Hint, I'm not going to do this in this playthrough, so do not expect me to. And we actually have a hidden option down here that is not available until we beat the game. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Early afternoon in Dreamland. It's so peaceful that even the clouds are drowsy. Yeah, those clouds look tired. And now it's Kirby's favorite time of the day. Snack time. Today's yummy snack is a sweet, fluffy slice of strawberry shortcake. Time to dig it. What the? Hey! Some jerk stole our cake! Whoa! The cake Kirby is about to eat has suddenly vanished. That scrumptious berry-top slice of mouth-watering goodness. It's gone, all gone. No doubt about it, this must be the work of that greedy King Dedede. Of course, who else would it be? Well, there's no time to waste. We gotta get that cake back. And that's how Kirby's latest fantastic adventure begins. Alrighty, so yeah, there we go. Not much to expect from a Kirby plot, but it'll do for now, I guess. The game works a lot like all the other Kirby games we've seen before. Kirby can run, he can jump, he can actually float around, and unlike some of the other games, you can actually fly around for an indefinite amount of time, which means that Kirby will never run out of breath. And he can also spit air bubbles, or wind bubbles, whatever you want to call them. And he can also swallow enemies and either suck their abilities or spit them back out to use as projectiles. So, yep, just a traditional Kirby game. Kirby game that we all know and love. You can also clone power-ups like in other Kirby games. This is the beam ability, where Kirby can fire out a electric chain. It's kind of useful. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it gets the job done, I guess you could say. Here we have the Spark ability. The Spark ability is just how it was in other Kirby games. Kirby will emit a strong blast of electricity from his body. And it also combines the effects of Plasma from other Kirby games, where if you tap the control pad for a little bit, you can make the attack stronger. In this case, you can make a giant wave of electricity, which can heavily damage your foes, which is really nice. But we're going to get rid of the power-up once again, because we have the Fire ability. The Fire ability is one of my favorites. For this ability, you can blow fire, and you can also turn into a fireball. Very, very helpful. I think actually it's a lot better in this game than it is in other Kirby games. I feel like in other Kirby games the fire ability wasn't as useful, but here it's actually really good. It has a lot of different uses. as we'll definitely find out throughout the game. Plus, it's also fun to just turn your enemies into ash. It's a lot of fun. So we'll destroy everything with fire. Anyway, once we find the door that has a glowing blue star, that usually signifies the exit. And like in all Kirby games, whenever you reach the exit, you play a small mini-game where you can actually restore your health if you so choose. I think you can also get 1-ups in that game too, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, once we complete that, we can actually go to the world map and go to the next level. If you look at that little window in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you will see that some levels actually have treasure chests. The first level does not, but this one has 1 treasure chest. Throughout the game, you'll find treasure chests in basically every level except this one. And your goal, if you want to ultimately complete the game and do everything there is to do, you want to collect them all. There are 120 in all, so we have a lot of collecting to do. But in this level, we're going to get introduced to some unique mechanics that we don't really get to see in other Kirby games. In this game, Kirby's stomach is actually used as a storage facility. What do I mean by that? Well, as you can see, this ability right here, Sword Kirby, is inside of a bubble. Whenever you collect a power-up bubble, the contents of the bubble will actually be stored in Kirby's stomach, which is actually shown by the bottom screen here. On the bottom screen, you can store up to 5 items in your stomach, whether they be power-up items, healing items, or just other random items and abilities that you'll get throughout the game. This is also where the treasure chests will be stored once you collect those. But yeah, if you want to use anything in your stomach, just click on the bubble that has what you want to use. And if you go back to the top screen, you'll see that Kirby is now Sword Kirby, so very unique system. I'm not going to be showing the bottom screen the whole time, though. I'm just going to point to it whenever we get introduced to something new. So the majority of this Let's Play is going to be filmed just the top screen. Didn't think you guys would mind too much. Anyway, Bubbles Part 2. We can actually mix items. In the case of this, we have 2 food items right here. If we go ahead and collect them and go to our bottom screen, we can actually combine them together by dragging them together, and we can create a more powerful item. The Maximum Tomato, which will allow us to restore all of our health. So yeah, you can actually combine items. You can also combine power-ups too. Again, I'll show off all that stuff once we actually get all of them, but for now, we're just going to continue on. Got our first treasure chest right there. Oh, there's actually the cutter ability. I want to show that off. I actually really like the cutter ability in this game. I feel like in other games it hasn't really been as useful, but here you can actually angle your cutter blade very, very effectively. You can essentially kill all of your enemies from a great distance. Even enemies that are above you, too, so it's very, very useful. Definitely really appreciate that they actually made that a lot more powerful in this game. But now that we're done with that, we can actually check the contents of the treasure chest we got. And in here we have a music sheet. The music sheets will be used with the sound test once we unlock that, but we're not going to unlock that till the next level, so I'm not going to show that off just yet. If you want to take a look at your treasures, you can press the start button at the world map, but I'm going to show those at the end of the video, so we're going to keep on moving. Hope you guys don't mind, but we have a lot of progress and a lot of things to do today. With the fire ability, you can actually burn these giant weeds. And when you do that, you can actually find some hidden items, hidden healing items. Sometimes you can find some hidden power-ups, like so. So yes, it's very good that you look through all of these to see if you can find some items. Usually you can find some treasure chests in these rooms. But for the most part, they're going to be just healing items or extra lives or something. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. For now, though, we're just going to burninate everything. Okay, so here we have another power-up bubble. And now that we actually have 2 abilities, we're going to go back to our bottom screen. And we're going to combine them. And we're going to get a random ability out of it, and here we have the Tornado ability. The Tornado ability is not going to be helpful for this next little mini-boss fight, so I'm going to keep it there for right now. Here we have Mr. Frosty, the ice boss of the Kirby franchise. I don't like him very much because he has a tendency to swallow me like that. He also has a tendency to moon me. Especially whenever he does that. Don't you moon me, man. I don't want to see that giant blue butt of yours. Blue is my favorite color, but I don't want to see blue on a butt. Not really. Anyway, another thing I really like about this game is that there's a lot of power-ups here that actually kind of create an environmental effect. In the case of the ice power-up, we can actually use that to create some platforms that we can actually walk across here. Not that it really mattered, we could just fly over all of that, but still, it's kind of cool that the developers kind of focused on that little small aspect of the game to actually make it kind of unique. But anyway, we want to swallow this guy right here once he respawns, because this will actually introduce us to another new ability of the game. We have Animal Kirby. This actually reminds me a lot of the Mole Tank from Kirby's Epic Yarn. I think that's actually, this is where they got the inspiration for that. But yeah, you can dig through the sand blocks with this ability. And there's actually another unique move that I really, really like, where you can actually... hold on a second. Let me show this off to you, if we can actually do it right. You can actually tear the faces off of your enemies, which is a lot of fun to do, especially for some of the bigger enemies. Also, whenever you see a big chest like this, something unique happens. A bunch of rodents will start chasing us. You see, these guys really like treasure chests, and they don't like that we collect them as well. So whenever we grab one, they're going to chase after us to try to get it back. But we're going to ignore them. And we're going to continue on. Because I have no time for their shenanigans. So yes, from these treasure chests we have a power-up scroll. And we actually have a... There's the sound test. That's the sound test. So now we can actually play the music sheet that we got in the last level. So that's what we got from these abilities, or these treasures. I guess I should mention the power-up scroll, since I haven't actually covered that yet. So if you go to the start menu whenever you're inside of a level with a power-up, you can actually get some information about your power-up. And a lot of the information will be stored on the bottom screen, where you can see that every ability in this game has actually a collection of moves that you can use. And there's also a hidden move that you have to unlock, and that's where the power-up scrolls come into play. So whenever you collect the power-up scroll for a specific power-up, you can actually use that move. We collected the fire scroll, so whenever we have the fire ability, we can actually use it a little bit differently than we were using it before. So we're going to look for the fire ability and then show you guys what exactly we can do with that. I believe we can actually get it in this level too, so we'll see it before long. For now, though, I feel like keeping the animal, so we're going to keep it. I have a feeling, though, that we will want to get rid of it, though, because while the animal is cool, it's not really the best for combat, I guess you could say. Although I do like the effect of tearing the enemy's faces off, as you guys full well know by now. What can I say? It's a lot of fun. I'll go ahead and switch to sword, why not? Sword's also really cool. It's very versatile. It has a lot of different moves. Okay, we have a treasure chest right there. I think we have another one too, or... I don't know, maybe it's just the final treasure chest. No, there is another one in here. But for now, let's go ahead and show off Happy Fun Lollipop Time. Which is the quote-unquote Starman of the game. Which makes Kirby invincible! And makes him a threat to all of his enemies. Okay, so yeah, we have the fire ability right up here, but our stomach is actually full right now, as we can see from the bottom screen. And whenever your stomach is full, you're probably going to want to get rid of a few items. So we're going to get rid of the cherry because, well, we have a maximum tomato. We don't really need a cherry. And we're going to leave everything else as it is. I'm going to spit out the cherry, and then we're going to go up here and collect the fire ability. And we're also going to use the fire ability so we can show off the scroll, which now we can actually angle the fire breath, so we can actually aim up or down. It's basically a small increasement of what the ability actually does. A lot of the abilities are like that. Other abilities become just stronger in general. Sometimes you'll just unlock a new move altogether. It kind of depends on what power-up you're using. But for now, let's go ahead and collect this. And as usual, because it's a big treasure chest, we have one of the squeaks here. And we're just going to set this one aflame. This guy's really, really easy to battle. I don't know why they have this random little pass-out phase right there. Especially when he's about to die. I don't know, that just doesn't make too much sense to me. But yeah, he's taken care of, so now we can finish up this level properly. And here's the exit right here. And we actually got 3 treasure chests in this level, so what do we get this time? Okay, so we have a can of spray paint, we have a puzzle piece, and we have a key. I'll talk about the first 2 items later, but for the third item, the key, in every world there is a secret level. And that key actually opens the secret world for that level, so we can do this level if we want, but I think I'm actually going to do level 5 first. And probably after this level I'm going to end the video by showing off the collection room, and then we'll get to this level next time, so let's go ahead and get started here. This level is surprisingly short. This is just kind of a storage of items and everything. Here we have a randomizer. Whenever you have a randomizer, if you click on it, you'll get a random health, power-up, or just item in general. From this, we have a second maximum tomato. Hold on, I want to see something right here. Can we combine these two? Oh! You can combine maximum tomatoes to get a randomizer. Wow, I didn't know that. Well, we got one of these things, which is actually good, because we're ready to get introduced to these things anyway. For this playthrough, I'm going to call these Kirby dolls. And basically, whenever you collect 3 Kirby dolls, you can actually combine them all together to get a 1-up. So here we have 3 right now, so let's go ahead and combine them. And there's our 1-up, so yes, mix and match all of those items to get something great. That is the purpose of this game, I suppose you could say. Anyway, the only treasure chest is right up here, and right after we get that, yeah, here's the end of the level. See, that was a really short one. Basically, wanted to introduce you to those Kirby dolls, I guess. That's really the only purpose for that level. Which would actually make this a good place to farm lives, because you can just get 2 easy 1-ups right there. But yes, from this level we got a copy palette. We're going to see what that does in just a second, because now that we've completed all the levels, we can now access the boss level. But we have the extra level to do first, but I'm going to save both of those for next time. So we're going to go to the collection room now. In the collection room, you can take a look at all of the treasures you've collected throughout your journey. As you can see, there's a lot of different options here. Here is the sound test, where you can play any of the music you've collected throughout the game. As you can see, we do not have very much music right now, so this is kind of a useless feature. You can also unlock the sound effect player later on in the game too, so that'll become available later. Next we have the power-up scrolls. Here you take a look at all the abilities we have. As you can see, there's at least 23 abilities in this game. There's actually a few secret ones, but we'll get into that later. And this just basically shows you if you have the scroll for each of the power-ups or not. Next we have the music sheets. 11 music sheets in the game. Very simple. Next we have the secret keys. They just show whether or not you have the key for that world or not. Next we have the puzzle pieces, where there are actually 4 puzzles throughout the game. And you're going to collect pieces for each of the 4 puzzles. We only have the first one, and we only have 1 piece, so we can't see very much right now, but that'll change as we collect more pieces. And finally, we have... oh wait, we have 2 things, actually. These are the copy palettes, which all this does is basically just change the look of the bottom screen. Nothing that spectacular. And I guess I'll go ahead and use this for right now. And then we have the spray paint cans, where you can actually change the color of Kirby. So we're actually going to use the green spray paint, and we're going to make Kirby green for the next episode. I'll try to give Kirby a unique color for each episode, so we can see the different colors of Kirby. But yeah, with that, I think that's actually going to do it for this episode of Let's Play Kirby Squeak Squad. This has been SlimKirby. This has been, again, Kirby Squeak Squad. And I'll see you guys next time for the rest of Level 1. And we'll start Level 2, too. So, yeah. See you guys then. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.